It's my post-fight reaction to Serhii Bohachuk versus Ishmael Davis. This was a highly anticipated matchup because Ishmael Davis was a guy who was a formidable opponent. He was somebody that people knew that was going to come to fight, but in certain cases it was the case, but it wasn't the case. I knew that certain things were going to be difficult for Ishmael Davis just because the competition level, if you see on his record, is just not as high as what Bohachuk has went against recently. Not to say that Ishmael Davis hasn't been fighting good guys. It's just that he wasn't prepared to really reach this level at certain points. And Bohachuk came into this fight. Ishmael actually won the first round. He came out very determined, and I was very impressed. But Bohachuk, he did a good job being calm and just cool, collected, man. He did a very good job in this fight. He actually dropped Ishmael Davis in the second round after Ishmael Davis won the first round clearly. And I said to everybody during the live that Ishmael Davis cannot move around that long for 12 rounds. It's just going to be very difficult because his stamina, not because of a lot of people say his muscles are going to tire out. It wasn't that. It's that Ishmael Davis has not been in a lot of 12-round fights in his career. And this opponent he's going against is a guy who punches the entire fight. When I say Serhii Bohachuk punches the entire fight, this man punches the entire fight. He punches in clinches, out of clinches, during clinches, whatever. He punches the entire fight. He does not clinch. This is a guy who never tries to clinch. He punches the entire fight. And that's what Ishmael Davis was feeling. He was like, whoa. Because Ishmael Davis felt like he was just a pressure fighter who comes forward and he only has one style, which is true. But you got to realize this guy also has a lot of experience and he knows where to hit people and drop them. And he's a power puncher. He's a knockout artist. And he's the guy who destroys people. If he doesn't knock you out, he's going to hurt you. You're not going to be the same after the fight. And Ishmael Davis felt that power early. He got dropped. It was a flash knockdown. And Ishmael Davis did a good job of regathering himself and lasting on his feet and recovering, because when you're hurt in front of a knockout artist, it's kind of hard to actually survive. Now, he survived to the point where the referee was not even worried about Ishmael Davis going into the seventh round. But he never made it to the seventh round because Bohachuk was putting so much pressure on him that it started to wear him down. He was bleeding around his eyes. The impact from the punches and the blows that he was receiving was just too much. And Bohachuk knew it. And he knew that he would be able to dominate Ishmael Davis if he was able to keep the pressure going. And everything that he was doing early on was working. Bohachuk is a different guy, man. Like, he's different. He's crazy. He's happy. He's nice, cool, calm, collected. The dude was smiling going to the ring. I'm not talking about a nice smile. It was like I don't know, like a smile like you're done. You know what I'm saying? And he's a guy who loves to fight. It's what he grew up doing. He's one of Ukraine's best fighters. He recently lost a fight where he dropped the guy twice and ended up losing the fight still. And I told people a long time ago, this guy's the real deal. Like, people overlook him, but he has one knockout loss, but he's the real deal. And he'll be able to be a threat for a long time. And when he did get knocked out, he was a very young guy. He's not around the age he is now. I think he's around 27, 28. But when he got knocked out, I think he was around 24. And now he's able to regather himself, use that experience, knows to stay within his boundaries. He got caught with a big shot by a guy who's just a very good fighter. A guy who's fought 160s before and everything in his career. And Ishmael Davis, he's coming off a close victory where a lot of people thought he pulled it off. I mean, a close loss where people thought he pulled it off against Josh Kelly in Riyadh season recently in Wembley. And he just wasn't able to do it. And this time around, he was a late replacement. He came in at the last minute, was able to come in, make weight, be professional, had a lot of confidence. He came into the fight like he really wanted to win the fight, wasn't there for a paycheck. And he just wasn't able to hold himself up. And the thing that kind of hurt everything was he went to the corner and I don't know, it looked like he signaled to the corner or just said something to him and they waved it off immediately before he got to the corner at the end of the sixth round. And I know his people know him better than I do and anybody else does. And I guess whatever he said to them, that they knew he was done. He was not gonna be able to last past the 6th round. His legs weren't wobbly. He wasn't defeated, but he was breathing very heavily. He was breathing so hard around the 4th round. It looked like he just ran 10 miles, and Bohachuk was breathing none at all. He was calm, wasn't breathing at all. He was working this guy at another level that he'd never been before. Bohachuk had to throw like a couple hundred punches by the time the round even came where he was doubting to continue. And if you see everything that's going on at 154 division right now, everybody at that division is a knockout artist. It's very dangerous. A lot of guys will end up putting you in the hospital or ending your career in that division. And Ishmael Davis doesn't have a lot of experience going against certain people at that level. He's a guy who has a very good redemption story. He went to jail at 18, went to prison at 18, and now he's on rehab season, fighting at a high level. So a lot of people will look at him like he failed and everything else. He's already winning in life right now. And for him to challenge himself against a guy like Bohachuk, it was a huge statement, but he just wasn't able to capture that moment. But Bohachuk is a threat. This dude is he's a real threat out here. And he's dangerous. And this dude is on a redemption tour. But he was able to pull out the victory. They ended up stopping the fight at the end of the 6th round. And congratulations to Bohachuk. He was able to do things that no other people could do. He ended up stopping Ishmael Davis. That's all I got. Like and subscribe.